I'm your boy Nikolai Hill. And I haven't done this in a while, so we're doing kind of one on the go, right? Because there's a lot of topics coming up now where we just don't see eye to eye with what the government's saying, what our representatives are saying, our politicians are saying, in particular, Joe Biden and the former president, Donald Trump. Me and Aaron, we both watched the debate in detail. Of course, one of the things that spurred us to even have this conversation is when we were talking about black jobs. So we were driving in the car talking about black jobs. And of course, the entire nation has been taking those quotes to the bank. So, that's what we wanted to do today. So, Aaron, you got any input on what's happening politically in America right now? I know you're very vocal. Yeah, go ahead and tell us what you're thinking, what's happening with the elections and what's happening with the government and what's happening overall in America.
I think really to put it in a nutshell, it's more about the show than the substance on a whole lot of different levels, on a whole lot of different things. I've had a couple of conversations with some people that I know have different political ideologies and backgrounds than me, and they think a little bit different than me. And whenever I'm talking about politics generally, it's not to get someone to agree with me per se, or to vote for the person I'm going to vote for. It's more just to make sure that people are actually informed with facts and not with things that's hyperbole or things that are just flat out untrue.
What he's trying to say is that we actually know people that, this is probably going to tell you who we more side with, but we have close friends that are voting for Donald Trump, and they have very good reasons in their mind why they're voting for Donald Trump. And I think the more time goes on and the more inconsistencies we see with the current president of the United States, Joe Biden, is the more momentum in this version of the elections Donald Trump gets. In conversations we're having with Donald Trump, the Trump voters, they're not backing down. There's nothing that he's doing and has done in the last 4 years that's swaying his constituents from not voting for him. And that's one thing we got to educate the public about. I think a lot of people in general, why would you vote for Donald Trump? It's just one point. He's saying one thing or a few things that his constituents likes. And we got to understand that 85% of the people who are voting, or 85% of the population, are not really into the particulars when it comes to government. Like Aaron likes to talk about infrastructure, and I like to talk about overseas, the contribution that the United States makes overseas when it comes to military forces. But a lot of people don't care about that. A lot of people just care about their loans are getting paid off. A lot of people just care about the immigrants that are flooding into America and not want them to take, of course, American jobs and black jobs. And we found it funny, man. Of course, I know Aaron's going to talk about it. What's a black job, bro?
Well, if I was thinking of what the black job is, you would have to think of what industries are actually lean more black, where over 50% of the workforce is black, where it's visible that over 50% of the workforce is black, and really there's only a couple I can come up with.
Right.
Number one is a professional athlete.
Yeah, you gotta be. Yeah, that's
the one. I would call that a black job.
That's a black job.
Look at the NBA, look at the
NFL.
It's a black job, so I don't think the immigrants are going to be threatening those.
Listen, Major League Baseball, I know they don't consider themselves black, but a lot of the dark-skinned Latinos, I'm afraid to tell you this, you're of African descent, so a lot of those jobs are black jobs as well.
Don't think that they're
track and field.
They're going to be those jobs. The other ones I was looking at is rapper /
entertainer. Just entertainment in general. That's a black job.
That's a black job. And so I don't think they're going to take those jobs. And I think what the issue that we're having is we can tap dance around what he meant, but I think we all have a clear understanding of what he was talking about when he said that, and that is menial jobs that take very little or no talent and pay very low wages.
I gotta interject. We should find that disrespectful, and I know we find it as a joke, but we listen to what Donald Trump is saying. He's basically segregating us and putting us in a bottle and saying that the jobs that immigrants that are fleeing their country, a lot of the instances don't have the education or means to an education, sometimes even speaking the language that's dominant in the United States. Those jobs are taken by immigrants. So Those are lowly paying jobs, and that's disrespectful. That goes to, we should be thinking about the American education system and how it segregates black youth from the rest of the country, or a black and a Latino youth. And that's part of the problem. We've got to get out of that circle where we're talking about black jobs different from other jobs. African Americans want to be educated. They want to be employed just like the rest of the population of this country.